All right, Team 6, whenever you're ready.
Has anyone heard of Marie Kondo before? Alright. So today we will be discussing the 6 lessons learned from Marie Kondo that you can use for your career development. Marie Kondo is best...
Her widely popular Netflix...
Sorry. So now we will see a video introducing Marie Kondo to you guys.
Her widely popular Netflix show follows the fixer as she helps families declutter their homes.
Marie, there's so much just junk here.
She recently took to Instagram to convey the meaning behind her work, saying, "I hope the series sparks joy and inspires a tidy start to the new year." Kondo has a simple strategy, and she's trademarked it. She calls it the KonMari method. If things in your closet, in your life, don't make you happy, clean out the clutter and let them go.
Alright, best-selling author with the star of her own Netflix show and the tidying up expert started on her consulting firm when she was only 19 years old to help people tidy up. So her consulting firm has developed to be 200 consultants, and her book was released, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, in 2014, which led to her to eventually getting her own Netflix show. And so she basically says, if you properly simplify and organize your house once, you never have to do it again. So now McKenna will explain her method to you guys.
Okay, so the KonMari method is Marie Kondo's decluttering philosophy, her means and her method of decluttering. And this applies to the workspace because if you have an unclear workspace, that's going to be an unclear headspace. So you won't be able to do your job in the most efficient manner that you can. So it takes on the little by little approach because trying to start decluttering is pretty overwhelming for some, so the results are ineffective most of the time. And she also believes in the use of, or using categories to organize instead of location. So starting off what you want to organize as opposed to where. And then from there you want to go with larger items and work your way down to smaller miscellaneous items. And then finally your sentimental items. So we're going to talk about how you can use sentimental items in the workplace, but you don't want it to overbear your area, so you need to let go of those. And you can use her method of thanking the item for its service, what it's done for you, and then letting it go. So kind of is like a closure method, so it's easier to get rid of everything. Now I'm going to pass it to Alex to talk about the first lesson.
Thanks, McKenna. Alright, so what does Marie Kondo's method have to do with professionalism? Well, let's say you just got hired at a new place. Your boss is coming to your area and he's going to give you an assignment to do. However, before he even starts opening his mouth, he sees that, what's he gonna think? You're probably disorganized, probably can't do his task that he's gonna give you. Okay, what if he saw this instead? He's probably gonna think, yeah, I hired you for doing this. Well, we all know that handshakes, posture, and keeping your appearance up is all part of professionalism. But also, keeping yourself tidy with your desk, in the workplace, and in your environment is also a huge part of professionalism. So, before you get started, first you must visualize. You gotta see what your plan is, how you want to get organized, and how you want to feel whenever you first walk in. As long as you show that you're confident and collected, you can show that you have your intentions and you can stick with it. So I'm going to pass it on to Marina for the second lesson.
So a fundamental yet essential component in tidying up your workspace is streamlining, which is her second lesson. And in this case, streamlining means consolidating all of your papers into a single organization system, just to have a clear space to do your job the best that you can do. You may not know how or where to get started though, so you want to start by using the KonMari method by decluttering any unnecessary papers or any papers that don't serve a clear purpose to you anymore. And then from there, you want to establish categories for any remaining papers. You want these categories to be simple and broad, because you want to keep in mind that having too many or too specific categories is just going to get confusing and disorganized and just defeat the whole purpose of what you're trying to accomplish in the first place. So 3 is a solid amount. You can always change that based on your needs. And then I suggest the categories, papers that need action, So for me personally, when I have a lot to do, like at the same time, I get really overwhelmed and really stressed. So I start forgetting what's most important, and I kind of do everything like little by little at the same time, and I'm not fully committing myself to my work. So if you have a category of papers that need action, that kind of helps you, guides you to where you need to prioritize and what you need to get done first, so that you can fully commit your time and get it done in the best way as possible. And then the second category is papers that need to stay for a limited time. So the whole purpose is to keep your work area as decluttered as possible. So you want to keep the cycle going of getting rid of things that you don't need. So once you've finished your papers or you've completed the task, you want to get rid of those and then just file in the papers that you need to work on later. And then papers that need to stay indefinitely. So obviously you're going to have some important documents that you need to keep essentially forever. So you want a single space where you can keep those documents so they're easy to find and you won't lose them. And these categories can be modified and they allow for flexibility based on your needs. So overall, streamlining creates an easy to manage workspace for you to alleviate you from the stress of mess. Now I'm going to pass it over to Laylee.
Right. So her third lesson is to pay attention to your feelings about the job. Visualize the ideal career that you want to have. Check the environment and see if that's the environment that you want to work in. Check if you can grow in that career and in that company, and see if you want to work in that company for sure. Simply don't take a job because the pay is good, because it shows that we think that we know what we want to do in college by determining our major, but only 27.3% of college grads end up with a job related to their major. So make sure to pay attention to your feelings about the job and pick something that you actually love doing. Now I'll pass it to Saiti to explain her fourth lesson to you.
So the fourth lesson in the KonMari method is to focus on yourself first. This means to make sure that you focus on your problem rather than focusing on other people's problems, because by doing that, you're going to forget about what you actually have to do. And in the show, the first episode of the show, Marie focuses on one of her clients who gets mad at her husband for not throwing away an old shirt. This isn't the correct approach to do it because she's not really getting anything done by getting mad at her husband. She's not really focusing on her own problems. And I can personally relate to this because I used to be a manager at Starbucks, and a lot of the time I used to just follow my employees around to make sure that they're doing everything right, and I ended up neglecting what I had to do at the end, and that really caused a lot of problems. So the best way to do it is just to make sure that you focus on your problems and then address everyone else's. Now I'm going to pass it to Yaman.
So the next point, first point would probably be grateful for your lessons. So this means that like whenever something bad happens or something doesn't necessarily go your way, don't look at it in a negative way or why this happened to me. Rather take it as like a lesson, something you could learn from, something you could like take and learn from it. And the next point would probably be is take advice from others and learn from it. This means when someone comes to give you advice, don't just push them away and say, I already know more than you. Like for example, if someone you work with makes less than you and they come to you and they try to give you advice, don't just like turn them down and have like that arrogant mindset. That's not a good mindset to have. Always like be appreciative of what they're telling you and take their advice and learn from it. Example of this I have is like my brother, like he didn't really go to college, didn't really go to school, didn't really like it. And then he was like struggling financially for a little bit. So he'd always tell me like go to school, make sure you get a degree, it'll help you in life. And then like I didn't push him to the side and say you don't know what you're talking about, you never in college, you don't know how it's like. I just like took it and took his advice and used it and like, did what he told me to do.
The sixth point in KonMari method is to harness the power of your stuff. So when most people start cleaning, they try and like get rid of everything and throw away everything that they have. And this is the wrong approach to do it because you'll end up throwing away things that you actually need. So the best way to do this is to focus on what you want to keep rather than throw away everything. And in this point, she also talks about something called a power spot. And this is to keep an area in your house or just anywhere where you have personal items like pictures, drawings that your kids drew for you, just a place you can go to focus on your stuff. And that's a good way to just put your mind at ease and make sure that you're able to think clearly. Because I know that if like I'm at a place that I'm usually not used to, I don't get anything done. So you need to make sure that you have a spot where you can go to focus. So next we have a Kahoot to summarize everything we talked about.
The winner gets a gift card to the corner bakery.
Turn the volume down, please.
First question is, what's the KonMari method?
Oh my God. Her own.
The next question is it important to pay attention to your feelings about the job? How to focus on your needs first. Place with all of your personal belongings where you can focus this call. And the last question is, if someone offers you advice, what should you do?
Accidentally press the code. It's like,
So, did you mind talking about what things can be considered distractions in like a power spot?
She asked if Marie Kondo ever talked about what could be considered a distraction in your power spot. Do you want to?
Yeah. So something that would be a distraction is, I guess, having your phone. I remember her saying that because, I mean, it's okay to have your phone, but if you have your phone laying there, you're going to be focused on like calls or texts. So just making sure that you don't have any distractions that aren't productive. So if you have your laptop up and you just have what you're focusing on and not like, I don't know, online shopping, it's just to have stuff that actually lets you be productive rather than get distracted.
Okay, thank you very much.